Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Coach Jill, and I'm here with Coach Paula and Coach Penny. Welcome, everybody. We're glad to have you. If
Hello, good evening.
you're viewing, please let us know. The chat is open. You can post in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Gosh, we're coming to the end. Oh, my goodness. We're at week 3. Level 3. If you started in April, I always have to think twice about this. So we're at week 3. If you started in April, hello, Kavada, and we are going into fat hyperdosing week. This is really exciting. So if you're watching, I want to hear your results, hear how protein week went for you. Let me know what's up, what's new, and how you're feeling. How did last week go? How was protein hyperdosing for you? If you are not going into week 3, let us know where you're at so we can answer any questions that you may have, so we can get those answered for you. So, all right, I'm going to take a little sneak peek and see who's watching here. Okay, so Denise, I want to hear how you're doing. Tina, I know you're just getting started, but still want to hear how you're doing. And everybody else, where are you at and what's going on? So let's hear about that, folks. Okay. All right. So if you are going into fat hyperdosing week, let's talk about that. This week you are going to be doing fat at every meal, and you're going to be cutting back a little bit on your protein and your carbohydrates this week. So what does that look like for you? What does that mean for you? Well, this is going to be an interesting week. This is a week where you are supposed to be not heavy workouts. This is a restorative week, so you get to have a little bit easier fitness routine this week. So you should be doing things like nice gentle walk. You can do yoga, you can do foam rolling, you can do stretching. This is the week, and we talked about this last week. Get a massage, go for acupuncture, acupressure. This is a week to really take care of yourself. And if you're feeling like you're needing rest days, which that is possible this week, then make sure that you are taking those rest days this week. Okay. So we're going to be adding in fat at each meal. This can actually be quite an interesting week. If you haven't had a whole lot of fat, you're going to get fat. You're going to get those higher fat snacks. So we'll talk about that in a minute. And the key piece this week that you have to remember is plenty of water. You've got to get your water in this week. Absolutely have to get that water in. During protein week last week, you were really starting to mobilize the toxins from the fat and getting your body to purge out a lot of those fat cells. So this week, that's going to be circulating. You need to flush. You absolutely need to flush that out. So make sure that water is a goal for you. If you have a difficult time getting your water in, make sure that you are staying accountable with your water this week, please. So let's talk about some fat snacks. I always like that, fat snacks. Paula, Penny, what are some of the fat snacks that you did during this time?
Apple and almond butter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My favorite. That's my favorite snack of all time. Well, I know. I like the rice cakes with the sweet potato on it. That's a good one.
Paula, how about you?
I think I was an avocado girl. Some regular like Kalamata olives. I ate those a lot during Fat Week.
Yeah, I have to agree with Paula. I was more on the avocado side and the olives for me. Those were my 2 favorite choices for Fat Week. Sorry. So, this is the week to experiment. Now, what happens if you don't like olives? What happens if you don't like avocados? What can you do? Well, as Penny said, you can stick with your almond butter. You can do cashew butter. You can do, if you can find GMO, non-GMO peanut butter, that's okay. But we prefer that you stick with the cashew butter or the almond butter. Okay, so things like that. You can do well, guacamole is the same thing as avocados. Tend to think they're two different things because the texture is so different. But add in those fat snacks. And you can just do coconut oil. You can absolutely just do coconut oil. If that's easier for you, just do the coconut oil. So, Kavada, I knew Kavada. I knew I was going to come back here and Kavada was going to say olives. I knew it. Yes, olives are fine. Olives are just fine. So, let's talk about, ladies, how did you feel during Fat Week? How was this week for you?
I slept. I don't remember. I was so sleepy during Fat Week. Carb Week, I was very emotional. Protein Week was the best week of my life. And Fat Week, I was just kind of, I wasn't unhappy, but I was kind of just didn't have the energy. I just wanted to take a nap. And I think I took a lot of naps that week. I did some stretching and, you know, I was moving, but I definitely did not have the energy that I normally do.
Mm-hmm. Paula, how about you?
I know I was tired. I remember being very tired. I was working, so I couldn't nap during the day. But I remember really being tired of the menu, actually, by the time I thought going into it, I'm like, oh, we get some really cool stuff. We get to eat it more often. But it wasn't my favorite week. So, you know, but it was interesting. I definitely like what I learned about myself, like Penny said, every week during this time. It definitely has its place when you're doing, you know, an A-day restorative kind of, maybe you want to have a little more fat that day. But, yeah, I don't remember really caring for it much. I mean, I remember not caring for it much. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can honestly say for me, because I struggled so much with carbohydrate week. I felt better with protein week, but I was just ready to be done with it by the time we got to fat week. So I truly, and I think I was a lot like Penny. I was very lethargic during fat week. And for me at the time, I was still healing, so I could not do, you know, massage wasn't an option for me and things like that. So it was a little bit frustrating for me that week. But I do encourage you, you know, if you can during this fat week, you know, take the time and go get a little bit of pampering for yourself this week. You know, you deserve it, whatever that looks like. Just go do it. Take the time out because it can be a tough week. You've been doing a pretty rigid structure for the last 2 weeks, so take that time out and pamper yourself a little bit this week. It's okay. So as far as fitness goes, no heavy workouts this week, gang. None. You're just not going to be in the place to be able to do those workouts. So again, this can be a week where you're going to hit that wall, and it's just 1 week. So you just need to get through it, and that's why we like this week, because you can pamper yourself a little bit and spoil yourself during this time, and that should hopefully help you get through it. Help you get through this week. Kavada says, so what does it mean if you're really lethargic? Kavada, that's just the side effect from releasing the toxins and releasing the stored body fat. That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting, and that's part of the reason why we encourage so much water. You've got to be on point with your water this week, because that's going to help flush it out. Realize that when your body's releasing these toxins, it's releasing them into your blood system. That's like the highway of your body. That's like your freeway in the body. That's taking all this. And if you are not hydrating properly, it's just going to keep circulating around, because hydration is what, you know, being hydrated is what's going to get you to flush that out through your kidneys. It's going to make you. So if you're not hydrating, then you're not peeing, and you're not going to eliminate it. And you know, this week can also be a week where maybe you're going to have looser bowel movements too, because you are going to be doing a little bit higher fat. So do be aware of that. It's not a bad thing. It's just the fact that you're putting more fat into your body, so you can have a little bit looser bowel movements this week. Okay. Any questions for everybody who's watching? Any questions about Fat Week for you guys? Besides the Olive's comment and being lethargic. Next week, you're going to be combining. You're going to be doing a day of each one of these. So Monday is the carbohydrate hyperdosing week. Wednesday is the protein hyperdosing day, and Friday is going to be your fat hyperdosing. So you're going to do one of each day. And then in between, you're going to have your juice days in there. It'll be an interesting week next week to see how you do. I actually liked the combination week probably the best out of all the weeks in level 3. I liked the combo week because I felt probably at my best that week. I know I can see Penny shaking her head and Paula's shaking her head a little bit too. That was kind of my favorite week of this month. So Kavada says, so how many ounces of water should we shoot for? Kavada, 80 to 120 ounces. And if you can push for the higher amount, push for the higher amount. If you're able to get that in, try and push for that higher amount. Definitely. Definitely. Any other questions? Anybody else with any questions, even if it's not related to level 3? Anybody have any questions? I see you guys on there. There's 12 of you on there, so let's hear from you. We're going to be, and I'm going to touch on it a little bit tonight and as well next week. If you started in April, you're coming to the end of your 90 days. And that means a couple of things. First of all, it means we need your final updates. So that means doing all your measurements, means doing your final pictures, and you need to submit those over to your coach. And we definitely need that. Then, at this time, you need to think about what's next. What are you going to do next? Where are you going to go from here? Are you still feeling like you need the accountability? Are you enjoying working with your coach and you still feel like you need that accountability? We have options for you. We definitely have options for you. So let's talk about what your options are. You can continue in the program, just like you've been going, still at the regular price. You can continue month to month. You will get more customization from your coach based on where you're at. So you're really going to look at what's going on, where are your goals at, are you progressing in the way that you want to progress. This is going to really give us that time to customize for you. So you have that option. You also have a new option that we have available, and that's a custom detox plan. This is something brand new that we're just coming out with, and we are trialing this to see how people like it. And it's not coached. You will get a meal plan every 8 weeks, and it's a great way to keep yourself going on the program. So if you're looking for that kind of guidance and you just feel like you need somebody to create the meal plans for you so that you're knowing what to do, we have that option for you. And I'm going to drop a link in here so you can check that out. So I'll put that in there. There you go. So you can take a look at the offer there. I just made the offer live, so you can take a look at that. And if you have questions, let me know. But yes, you'll get your meal plan every 8 weeks. We deliver it to you. And it's going to look very similar to what you've been doing, but it's going to have some tweaks based on where you're at and what your goals are and what you're looking to do. So we have that option for you. For anybody who has not gotten their tickets for the live event, that is next weekend, which is crazy. We've been talking about this for a while, but that's next weekend. So make sure that you get your tickets. It's fitlifelive.com. We'd love to have you come join us. I'm very excited to see a lot of our coaches. We have a great number of coaches, and I know some of our clients are coming to join us for that as well. So we'd love to have you come join us for that. Come on out. That is the 25th and 26th, so that's next week, Saturday and Sunday. And you can get out here and come join us for that. So any other questions? Anybody else have any questions? I'm just going to go and take a look in here and see who's in here, see who I can pick out? Let's see. Denise, I want to know how you're doing.
You just caused them to all hang up. No.
Exactly. I know, exactly. Call out all our coaches that are in here. Karen's in here. Lionel's in here. No, people are hanging up. There we go. Diane's in here. Judson's in here. Kavada. Glad to see you guys. Tina, how you doing? Joni, how you doing? Faith. Autumn. Cindy. Elena. Let's hear how you guys are doing. Let's hear your questions. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. So, we have about 14 minutes left. So what do you guys want to talk about? Let's hear it. Yeah. Denise says she's still here. Denise, how are you doing? We want to hear how you're doing. How are you doing on the program? Give us an update. So, for those, if you're looking for and want to know what's next, how do you continue on this? What do you do? Well, you have got your basic plan. If you've gone through your 90 days successfully and done what you're supposed to do and checked in with your coach and given your updates so that we can customize for you, then you're going to know exactly what you need to do. Oh, Tina's in level 1, week 2. Tina, we love that. We love that. We're thrilled to have you here. So, in month 2, you learned about juice cycling, and juice cycling is really the livable portion of this program. It's absolutely the livable portion. We all do this every single day. We still juice fast. The nice piece is that the further you go in the program and the closer you get to your goals, you don't have to do these long juice fasts anymore. You do not have to juice fast for several days each week. A lot of us, maybe juice fast once per week. Otherwise, we do a lot of our B days, our partial juice fasting days. Do a lot of B days because you can still lose quite a bit of weight on doing B days and partial juice fasting. So the key is really honing in the skills of juice cycling and knowing exactly how your weeks are going to go and planning for it. The preparation is a key piece, and you have to learn to build that into your schedule. You just have to learn to build. So whether you do it when you get home from the grocery store, whether you pick a Sunday, whether you're doing it during the week, that's the easiest way to find success with this program is making sure that you're prepping your food ahead and keeping it ready to go. Diane says, doing pretty well. Diane had shoulder surgery last week. So she's focusing on protein and healthy fats, not taking any narcotics since Friday night. Good for you. She's using turmeric boost, and that's really helping with her recovery and with the inflammation. Awesome job, Diane. Yeah, get that turmeric in there. That will help with a lot of that post-operative swelling with you. And yes, when you are healing from, let's just touch on that real quick. When you are healing from any surgical procedure, this is not the time to juice fast. Not. Your body needs those extra calories to heal itself. Remember that surgery is an induced trauma. So your body's going to need the extra calories to heal. So not the time to juice fast. Can you add in juice to get the benefits of juice? Yes, you can. But no juice fasting when you're healing from surgery. You really, ideally, do not want to start juice fasting until you've had that first initial recheck with your surgeon, and then you always want to make sure that you're checking with them to make sure that you're okay to move forward with that. So post-operative recovery is not the time for losing weight. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself during that time. Faith says, so what happens when you make choices that aren't good? I had pizza today. I'm still juicing. Is it bad if you start juicing after eating heavy food like that? Good question, Faith. Let's talk about this. Not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be perfect. But here's the key piece. You have worked on your mindset, and you know what you need to do to get back on track. So when you have a bad meal, a bad day, this is not the instant time to automatically think, oh my gosh, I have to juice fast. Oh my gosh, I have to juice fast. And we have heard this before. We have all heard this before. Well, I had a bad week. I'm just going to go on an alpha reset. That is nothing more than doing yo-yo dieting, and that is one thing we want to discourage you from doing. We do not want you automatically thinking that your instant fallback is to juice fast. The best thing that you can do when you've had a bad meal, a bad day, whatever it is, just get back on plan and start in just like you were doing. Don't go to extremes. Don't juice fast for multiple days and whatnot. If it's supposed to be a juice fasting day, then let it be a juice fasting day. If it's supposed to be a partial juice fasting day, let it be a B day. If it's supposed to be a full food day, then today on your full food day, make better choices. Don't go to these ups and downs. That's not going to do nothing but keep you yo-yo dieting, and that is not the purpose of this program. We are trying to get you off of the yo-yo dieting cycle and get you eating. So no matter what it's like, make sure that you're just continuing as you should be. Okay? So Faith, you had the pizza. And this is what we call, you know, what this is failing forward, and this is embracing those failures. Look at it, think about it, and think about how you can do better next time. What can you do? What triggered wanting to have that pizza? Was it something? Were you having a bad day? Something gone wrong? What was it? Or do you just need to say, you know what? It happened, I had it, and it's time to move forward. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes we have imbalances in our body, so sometimes we're missing things. So if you're craving certain things, maybe you're craving some cheese, means you're low on your fats, means you're not getting enough healthy fats. What happens if you're craving chocolate? Usually is an indication that your magnesium is low. So we have a cravings chart within the program. Make sure that you're checking that out to see if you're craving something in particular. Chances are you're deficient in a certain mineral within your diet. Okay. Denise says, I'm doing okay. My energy is a little better this week. I lost 10 pounds so far. Nice job, Denise. Way to go. I'm juicing with turmeric, and it has helped with energy. Love that. Love that. Congratulations on the 10 pounds. Way to go. Diane says, Faith, you'll find out that it's easy to get back on track after NOOPS. It does. It gets so much easier. The longer you practice this, the more mindset that you practice and the affirmations, you're going to find it so much easier to get back on track. And you're going to find that when you do get off track, it's not like it used to be. You know, it's so funny because when people start this program, we hear them say, oh, I fell off the wagon. You're not falling off the wagon. Falling off the wagon implies that you didn't realize that you did this wrong or that this happened. You're aware that this happened. So therefore, it's time to figure out what triggered that and try and make that better next time. So you're not falling off the wagon. So start to reframe that thinking, that you're not falling off the wagon. Okay? Tina says, thank you. I can't stress enough to prep. Thought the kale slaw salad looked disgusting, but I'm committed, so I made it, and it was really good. Tina, I love that. Be open to trying new things. I love that. I love that. And yes, there's nothing like massaging your kale. Absolutely nothing like getting in and massaging your kale. So that's a good thing. Denise says, just starting level 2, week 1. I have primarily juiced B juices on A and B days. Is that okay? I'm guessing you're meaning beta juices on A and B days. Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. Realize the difference between alpha reset and beta juices is the amount of sugar. Beta juices have almost no sugar, so you're going to have things like lemon and lime in there, and everything else is green with that, so you're going to have lower sugar with those. With your alpha reset, they're going to be a little bit higher sugar, so you either want to put those alpha reset juices in the morning so that you have time to burn off that sugar, or you want to depending on where you're at with your weight loss. If you don't have as much weight to lose, doing those alpha juices is a little bit better, but it's something that you need to play with. You need to get the right mix. So for me personally, if I'm on a juice fasting day, I'll maybe start my morning with some grapefruit beet juice, and then I get green as the day goes on. I don't do a lot of apple. I don't do almost any apple anymore. I don't do beets except for the golden beets when I do grapefruit beet, and that's only in the morning. So think about it as you're doing that. Faith says, awesome, thanks Jill and Diane. I appreciate you taking the time to help me with my mindset. Yeah, mindset is the key here. Mindset is the key, gang. Let's see. Tina says, how do you put turmeric or ginger in a juice? Just a chunk? How much? Well, let's talk about both of those. Turmeric, if you can find fresh turmeric, it's amazing to juice. It's absolutely amazing to juice. Turmeric, I can usually use a couple pieces, and turmeric comes in pieces, usually about this. Sometimes they're a little skinnier, and sometimes they're a little bit thicker around. Just depends on what you can find. I usually put 1 to 2 roots in mine, but I like turmeric. So, and it does take a little adjusting to get used to. Now, ginger's a little bit different story. When I started juicing, I was using this tiny little minute piece of ginger in there, and that was more than enough. Now I can put like a whole big knuckle of ginger in there because I love ginger. So your taste buds do change. They do change. Now, ginger will last quite a while. You know, if you put it in, I keep mine in just a produce basket on my counter. It does fine. Some people do freeze ginger. When I lived in Wisconsin, I did freeze my ginger because it had a tendency to go bad a little bit faster. Turmeric will go bad a little bit faster as well. So I used to freeze my turmeric. You can freeze turmeric. Now ginger, when it's frozen, you can juice it, and it will juice pretty easily. Turmeric, do not juice frozen turmeric because it will rip up your juicer. You have to thaw it out first before you juice it. Our coach Lorna, she can tell you, she completely trashed a juicer trying to juice frozen turmeric. So do not try and put frozen turmeric through your juicer. Let it thaw. And no, you can't microwave it. You cannot do that. That's going to kill the good nutrients in there. So you can let it thaw naturally. So you got to think ahead. Okay. Let's see. Diane says, Tina, try massaging the kale with olive oil for a minute or two before you. Yep, you got to massage your kale. And if you have not watched the video of Drew massaging kale, it's in there. It's in the videos. It's in the resource. He massages the kale. So if you're not sure how to massage kale, get in there and watch the video. Let's see. Denise says, is it okay to drink kefir with water, and how much water ratio is it okay on fat days? Water kefir is the equivalent of drinking water. So yes, you can have water kefir. Now, if you're talking about milk kefir, that's a little bit different. Milk kefir, if you drink kefir with water, I'm assuming you're talking about water kefir, because that would be kind of gross to drink milk kefir with water. But so water kefir counts as water. I don't recommend doing a ton of water kefir. I usually try and keep my water kefir to one serving per day. It can cause loose bowels because of all the light probiotics in it. Same thing with kombucha. That's something you want to ease into, and you want to keep it really to 1 serving per day. Okay. Yes, and it's fine on fat days. You can have it on fat days. Cindy says, Tina, I use about an inch or 2 of both. Yeah, it depends on how much ginger you like. If you like ginger, have at it. You can put as much as you want in there. Go for it. Thanks, Penny. Diane says, Tina, I throw turmeric or ginger in my juicer with my other greens and ingredients. Yeah, just toss it in the juicer. You don't even have to peel it. I don't peel my turmeric. I just wash it and throw it right in there. Elena says, my juicer broke. Can I do green smoothies till I save it for another juicer? Yes, you can do green smoothies. You absolutely can do green smoothies. The other thing you can do is you can strain it. You can put it through a strainer. And yes, it does work. I have strained mine. So you can strain it. Tina says, even baby kale. I'm not sure what you're talking about, even baby kale. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up for now. Let me know if you have questions. Make sure that you're connecting with your coach. It is Monday. Time to turn those results. So get your results in. And let us know how you're doing. Congratulations on all your great results this week. And we'll see you back. We'll see you back next Monday. So have a great week, everybody. See you then. Thanks, ladies, for joining me.